if you walk into a Hong Kong style cafe that's called Cha Chaan Teng, you'll be most likely being served with a red color soup by the name of Luó Sòng. And what is Luó Sòng? Luó Sòng is actually a local version of the European style borscht soup that is famous in Europe and Russia. And because of the differences of the culinary culture, they have changed certain things that they use inside. Generally, they do not like to use cream, so there's no dollop cream on top of the soup when served. And most of them also do not include beetroot, but instead they have their own local identity. So for tonight, I'm going to make it at home and to serve for our family for dinner. And I'm going to take this opportunity to make this video and show it to you how I make this Luó Sòng. Let's start cooking. These are the ingredients required for the Hong Kong style borscht soup. Looks a lot of ingredients, but basically cook all the vegetables and then separately cook the beef, then put it together in a stock pot and simmer over low heat for about 2 hours, and that's all you need to do. You can refer to the recipe for all the ingredients required, which I'm going to put it in the description below the video and also at the end of this video for your reference. Now let's start with the beef. You can use any cut of the beef. Let's cut it into large chunks. You can also use oxtails if you want, or if you do not eat beef, you can use chicken instead. Although most of the Hong Kong style cafe will use beef primarily. I'll then put the beef chunks into cold water and bring it to a boil, and then boil it for another half a minute and then remove it from the water. The reason I do this is because I want to have a clean and clear soup. Look at the impurities on top, the blood, the debris, and impurities, and all this has already been removed from the beef. So let me remove the beef from the water. Oops, still linking on. Okay. Look at the water, it's so dirty now. And you can imagine if I don't do that, my soup eventually will not be clean. Look at it. I've washed the beef with water. Now it is super clean, but it's still too big for my soup. So now I want to cut it into smaller pieces about 1 inch in length. About this size will do. Still raw inside, but don't worry about that. We're gonna cook it for another 2 hours. Okay, it's done. Very nice. Now let's cut the vegetables. The cabbage cut into large slices like this. Don't really have to be exact because anyway we are going to cook it for 2 hours, and some of them will be softened and slightly doesn't really matter, you know. Also cut the onion into small cubes. Bell pepper also into small pieces, but I don't have the red one today, so instead I will substitute it with 2 large red chili. Potatoes also cut into small pieces. Tomato you can cut any way you like. It will disintegrate anyway after cooking for 2 hours afterwards, so it doesn't really matter how you cut it. And lastly, celery, also cut into small pieces, just like other vegetables. These are the vegetables and the beef that I'm going to use to make this Cantonese style borscht soup. And this is pretty easy actually, because I just need to stir fry this vegetable, then put everything together in a pot, boil it for 2 hours, and that's it. Fry the onion until translucent. Halfway through, add the chopped garlic. I add the garlic later than the onion because garlic can burn quickly if I add it earlier. When the onion turns soft, now add the celery and also chili. For the remaining vegetables, that is the potatoes, tomatoes, and the cabbage, I'm not going to stir fry because it is not necessary, and I will add all those to the pot directly. Okay, it should have done, so let's remove it. Now let's transfer the vegetables to the stock pot. Potatoes, tomatoes, and the beef, cabbage, chicken broth or beef broth, depends what you have. I'm using chicken broth today. And more water. Now turn to high heat and let it come to a boil as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, get half a lemon and get out the lemon juice and dump the lemon inside to boil it together. While waiting for it to boil, season it with some black pepper, sugar and salt. I'm using brown sugar, but white sugar is equally good. And bay leaves. My bay leaf is pretty large, so I just put one. I also want to add some tomato paste, which is going to give the soup more tomato flavor and also enhance the color. And also tomato ketchup. Tomato ketchup is more acidic in terms of the flavor. So we have tomato ketchup for the acidic flavor, the tomato paste, and the fresh tomato. So we have all these 3 tomato items to give the best tomato flavor. When it comes to a boil, I now reduce the temperature to bare simmering temperature, and I'm going to cook it for 2 hours. But after 30 minutes, I will fish out the lemon, because if I cook the lemon for too long, the soup will turn bitter. 30 minutes up, I remove the lemon from the soup and continue to boil for another 1.5 hours. Okay, 2 hours is up, and that's how it looks like. That is exactly what I'm looking for, and that is going to be our dinner tonight. Okay, Borscht Soup Cantonese style without the beetroot like the original version. There's no sour cream, but this is the one that you will expect if you walk into the Cha Chaan Teng or the Hong Kong style cafe. That's how to make Luó Sòng, and I hope you will love it just like our family for tonight's dinner. And if you want to get the recipe to try it out, I have included in the description below the video, and also I will definitely add it to the end of this video for your reference. Thanks for watching. I'm KB Kwan, and please don't forget to subscribe, tap the notification, and give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again in some other similar video soon. Bye for now.